I'd like to say all praises to Yahawah by Hashem, Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles, the elders at Greatmillstone. Honors to all the brethren out here doing the work in the will of the Father in truth and sincerity. Alright, so we're back in the book of Matthew, chapter 7. Alright, so in chapter 7, we still got Yahawashi with the disciples up in the mountain. Alright. And like I said in the previous video, this is not Yahawashi changing the law. This is just simply Yahawashi showing the disciples how to be great disciples, how to be fishermen, how to go out and gain the elect in the 1/3. Alright. And the elect in the 1/3 is only Israel, no other nation. Alright, so if you're a so-called Latino, Native American, or Negro, you are the true people of the Bible. You are the Israelites. Alright? On your father's side. Okay? Alright, so let's get into it. Matthew chapter 7, verse 1. Judge not, that ye be not judged. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye met, it shall be measured to you again. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considerest not the beam that is in thy own eye? Exactly. So before you could check somebody or judge somebody, you got to make sure that you checking yourself, okay? Judging yourself. How you going to be telling the next man that he got to stop doing certain things according to the law, but then you yourself also going off on things that's according to the law? So you have to check yourself as well. You just can't go out checking brethren or men and not checking yourself. Verse 4. Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote out of thy eye, and behold, a beam is in thy own eye? Exactly. So how you gonna help somebody when you're not even trying to help yourself? Alright? In order to correct somebody, you have to be correcting yourself also. Verse 5. Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thy own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye. Exactly. So first you have to correct yourself. Then once you correct yourself, then you can help correct other brothers. Verse 6. Give not that which is holy unto dogs. Exactly. So this word, this truth, these scriptures, you don't give this unto dogs. And who are the dogs? The other nations. This word, this truth, this love is only for the Israelites. It's only for the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, according to your father's side. Okay? Neither cast ye pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet, and turn again and rend you. Exactly. So you don't try to give this truth to the other nations. As a matter of fact, you don't even try to give this truth to 2/3 of Israel. Alright? Because 2/3 of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you gonna stay in the mind frame of a Gentile. You're going to stay in the mind frame of these other nations, because everything that you know, everything that you learn is from these other nations, and you walk in these other nations' spirits. Alright? You ain't trying to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Father and come back to your true heritage. You want to stay Americanized. Alright? Which is Gentile, which is a Gentile state of mind frame. That's what you want to stay in. So therefore, Yahawashi is saying when you run across these other nations, when you run across the people of your nation that's acting like a Gentile that don't want to understand that they're an Israelite, don't give them this. All right, don't cast your pearls, the truth. Don't cast the what's holy, which is the truth, unto them. Because what they're gonna do, they're just gonna trample them under their feet and turn again and rend you. Exactly. Meaning they ain't gonna take what you saying serious. They ain't gonna try to hear you out. All they gonna do is talk shit and try to make mockery of you. Verse 7. Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be open unto you. For everyone that asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth, and to him that knocketh it shall be open. Or what man is there of you, whom if his son asks bread, will he give him a stone? Exactly. So when you in this truth, when you ask and you seek, you're going to receive the truth. You're going to find it. Alright? So the 1/3 and the elect of Israel, when you come into this truth, when you find out this truth, and you take it seriously, whatever you ask of Yahawah through Yahawashi, you shall receive it. You're going to get the wisdom and understanding of the scriptures. Alright, the Spirit going to lead you to it. Verse 10. Or if he ask a fish, will he give him a serpent? If ye then, being evil, know how to give good gifts unto your children, how much more shall your Father which is in heaven give good things to them that ask him? Exactly. So you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans need to understand who you really are, man. You the prince of the power, Yahawah. Alright? You the sons of the Heavenly Father. So if you asking something of the Father in truth, if you worshiping the Father in truth, in spirit, and you ask of him for something, then he's going to give it to you. It's that simple. But 2/3, or you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all don't worship the Father and the Son in truth, man. Half of y'all still calling him Jesus. Half of y'all still calling God just God. Half of y'all still thinking that God and whom y'all call Jesus is white, or it don't matter what color he is. Alright? You still believing in Christianity, or you still believing in the Catholic Church or Islam. Like, y'all just all over the place, man. But then you go say your prayers and want your prayers to be answered. That's not how it works. And then in some cases, maybe your prayers will be answered by you calling on them names, because it's meant for you not to find out who the true Lord is, who the true God is. Alright? Because like I said, this is only for the elect and the 1/3. Salakia. 2/3 of y'all got to go. 6.6 of the nation of Israel will not understand or receive this truth. You will stay asleep. Alright? All the way until your destruction. Verse 12. Therefore all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them. For this is the law and the prophets. Exactly. So, like I said, this is just Yahawashi showing the disciples how to go out and fish. So when you go out, when you go out and teach this word, and you try to bring a Negro or a so-called Negro or Latino or Native American back to the truth of the scriptures, you got to treat them as if you would, as you would want somebody to treat you. All right, just like, you know what I'm saying. Like before I knew that I was an Israelite, I would look at all these different camps, and I chose Greatmillstone. Why? Because they was diligent and always pumping out videos. All right, and that's how I would want somebody to treat me. Always bringing me the truth, giving me the truth of the scriptures. All right, so when you out on these streets, or when you teaching Israelites that they're Israelites, you got to be willing to treat them how you want somebody to treat you. Verse 13, enter ye and in at the straight gate. Exactly. And that straight gate is spelled Strait. That the straits mean enter in at the hardship. All right. Man, you're going to go through some hard times when you in this truth, man. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Exactly. That wide gate and that broad way is the ways of the world. All right. That straight gate, which is that hardship, is trying to live in this wicked ass society. All right. That leads, that which is the broad way and the way that leads to destruction, by trying to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Father. It puts you in a hardship because you're trying to live righteously in a wicked ass world, man, and trying to keep the commandments to the best of your abilities in a wicked ass society. So that's what makes it a hardship. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Exactly. And who is that few that be that find it? That's the elect, and the 1/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which you are the Israelite. Alright? That is the few that's going to find it. That is the few that's going to understand that you got to keep the laws and statutes and commandments to the best of your ability in this wicked society, and keep the faith and believe on Yahawashi, which is Christ. Alright? And praise Yahawah, which is God. So the elect in the 1/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all, that's who's gonna be the ones that find it. Verse 15. Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are raven and wolves. You shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes or thorns, or figs or thistles? Even so, every good fruit bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruits is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them. Exactly. So the fruit of Greatmillstone, you see the fruit. Alright? You see all the men that's out here teaching the scriptures, telling you to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Father in truth. Alright? Telling you the scriptures in truth. Letting you know how Yahawah and Yahawashi look. Alright? Giving you the secrets of revelation. You see our fruits. Then you also see the fruits of these so-called pork chop pastors, man. No discipline in those churches. Nothing. Just a bunch of good words. Nobody following nothing. No laws, no statutes, commandments being taught. No truth of the Bible being taught. Everything is just a fairy tale to them. You see those fruits. Verse 21. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Exactly. So you got all these Israelites caught up in these churches saying, Lord, Lord. But guess what? They ain't doing the will of the Father. And what is the will of the Father? Which is to do the commandments, the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, and to have faith in his son, Yahawashi. But in church, they don't teach that. In church, they teaching that do as thou wilt doctrine. Oh, the laws are done and away with. Now all we got to do is have faith, and have faith in who though? That white Jesus, the name Jesus. They ain't teaching nothing, man. They don't even know the true name of Christ. Don't even know the true image of Christ. So in essence, what are they worshiping? They worshiping something that's false. Because you cannot find that image or that person that they're worshiping in the scriptures. Verse 22. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils? And in thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. Therefore whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. Exactly. And what did Yahawashi do? What was Yahawashi doing when he was walking the earth? He was going out, gathering in the sheep, fishing for the elect and the 1/3, and keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father. That's what he was doing. And the rain descended, and therefore whosoever, verse 24, therefore whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a man which built his rock upon a rock, and the rain descended, and the floods came, and the wind blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was found upon a rock. Exactly. Because when you do the will of the Father, when you walk in the footsteps of Yahawashi, Christ, you what? You get the true understanding of the scriptures. Why? Because you are following the law, statutes, and commandments of the Father to your best of your abilities, and you praying to him day and night for wisdom and understanding. And then what happens? The Lord hears your prayers and answers them. And therefore, you understand this book. Then your foundation is built as a rock. So then when all these other doctrines like Christianity, Catholicism, Islam, the Black Consciousness Movement, and what's that fucking Scientology, when all those other floods and wind and rains blow up against you, you're able to stand upon that rock and not be moved, and condemn all those religions. All right, because being an Israelite ain't no religion. This is about a heritage. This is about who you are. You so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, you are the Israelites. Whether you accept it or not, you are what you are. I don't care if you're a Christian, if you don't believe in God, if you a Scientologist or whatever. At the end of the day, no matter what religion you follow, if you a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, you an Israelite, man. You can't change that. That's a heritage. This ain't no religion. All right, and we ain't no black Hebrew Israelites. We the Hebrew Israelites. I'm tired of hearing people say that. Oh, these black Hebrew Israelites. No, we Hebrew Israelites, man. Ain't nobody on this earth black. Hebrew Israelites come in all different shades of colors, man. We like the speckled bird. Verse 28. Verse 27. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the wind blew and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. So like y'all, let's go back up. I'm on verse 26. Verse 26. All right, Matthew chapter 7, verse 26. And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine, and doeth them not, shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the wind blew and beat that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. Exactly. So when you building your house upon a bunch of lies, which is what you get when you follow these religions of the world, when something comes up against your belief, you can't defend it. So what happens? You get flooded out. Because when it comes to these scriptures, especially when like these Christians or anybody that believe in Catholic, when it comes to these scriptures, and then we go into these scriptures and we start bringing out the truth, you can't stand because you don't even read the scriptures. Why? Because you following the religion. You ain't following the scriptures. You ain't following Yahawashi, Yahawashi. You following religion. All right, that's your guide. Religion is your guide. That's your power. That's your false idol. That's your idol worship. Those religions. All right. So when the truth of the scriptures come out, you can't stand up. All right. Your foundation is of sand. So you fall. And great was the fall of it. Why? Because a lot of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are caught up in this church, man. All right. Caught up in these different religions, these different world religions. So that's why y'all gonna have a great fall, man. And that great fall is gonna be death unless you repent. All right, and come back to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahawah, Yahawashi as an Israelite and worship him in truth. Okay? Verse 28. And it came to pass when Yahawashi had ended these sayings, the people were astonished at his doctrine, for he taught them as one having authority and not as scribes. So that's pretty much it. All right. So try to get to chapter 8 a little later on today. But all praises to Yahawah, Yahawashi. Double honors to the elders at Greatmillstone. Honor to all the brethren out here doing the work in the will of the Father in truth and sincerity. Shalom.